Okay, welcome to the digital twin condition. So basically what I want to do right now is to share with you how to work on the digital twin. So this is a model where we actually work on, and I have given you the access and the password, so you can just click in. So first step is you can take a look at this default, double click on it. Yeah. Something will kind of pop out. Yeah. So let me just leave this first. Yeah, sorry. So while we click on the default, a model will pop in, right? So I'll just share with you like a simple navigation. This is Orbit, and I think you might have learned this already. Pan, and of course go in and out, first person in, and you can play around with it. And of course there's measurement tools, and basically the segment and exposure view. So what we want to do today is basically to learn how to tag assets and spaces inside. Okay, so with that, I don't want you to kind of mess up the default. So what we'll do is we'll go out of the environment. Yeah. Click on the three dots here, you duplicate a twin. So I'll just put this as maybe the D1 testing, yeah, and then description is for testing. I can select a portfolio which I have created because of training, so you can kind of create that and it should be created. So by clicking on the see more, you should be able to see I just created D1 testing. So double click on this and something will pop up, right? It's the same model that you see just now, but I just want you to kind of duplicate the screen. So first step, what do we do? First step is basically we have actually made two tags. One is assets, one is space. I'll just navigate this to you. So the first step is there's three circles here. Just click on the three circles. Yeah, it's a bit slow. So click on that. Just wait for a while. Yeah. So you click on this, you'll see assets and spaces. This is what we have put in, but today we'll just do this first. So I've created assets and space earlier for easy implementation. So when I click this gear, something will pop out, which is the source. Okay, important thing, the anchor data, that is where the unique ID is the assets ID. So you can actually put a space ID or anchor, but doesn't matter. Just remember that what we want to do is the assets ID first. Okay, then you remember space ID and anchor. So what you do is we select assets ID, you go to the data source, you'll see that there is a Google Sheet here. What we do is we can fetch a sheet and it says okay, this is working. So what we do is that the sheet is actually Richard, so we can click on this and it goes to this particular sheet. Alright, and it's called the assets register. Okay, so you can see there's different tab which we created earlier. So this is Richard, and what we do is there is a assets ID, there's a level, space ID, model, status, color, if it's working or not. Yeah, so what I want to do is see there's a historical also. So let's find out this particular assets by copying the assets, going back to the twin. Let me close this first. So I can find out where the assets by pasting this, right? And it matches. So when it matches, it actually shows here. So remember, this is level 1, and I can straight click on all level, goes to the level 1. You should be able to see this assets, and I'll click on this, and this is kind of the condition of the assets at the moment. So you see there's a historical, if you can just remember, maintenance completed on 2nd Jan 2024. Let me just change the historical data. Yeah? I'll put here as plan for repair on say 17 Jan 24. Alright, then I'll click on that, plan for repair. So I'll go back to my twin, I click outside and I click again. I need to refresh, click outside. Oh, click again, and then plan for repair is kind of implemented inside. Right, so you can actually show the status. So right now the alarm status is good, right? So what do we see? Let's see, alarm status is good. We can actually turn this to bad. When this is bad, you see the not working flag is kind of showing 14, right? So let's see what happened. So you play with this. I need to refresh. Yeah. So when I refresh, you see just now it's green, it has changed to red. And alarm status were good to bad. Okay, and not working, it's kind of 14. 14 is like a flag. Okay, so something is not working. I can click on this and see 1 is not working. How it works is basically it actually look at the status of working and not working, right? So there's 2 not working, right? One is level 4, one is at level 1. So this is how we actually see it. Okay, so now let's move on to spaces. Spaces, we can take a look at the 3 dots again. There's spaces which we created earlier. Click on spaces, there is a data source. So you see there's different spreadsheet that we can actually do, and I'll just fetch a spreadsheet. Okay, it's fetching. It's a bit slow. Let it run for a while. Now it seems to be okay. So when you click on this, there are different spreadsheets that I have done, like Elaine, Paul, G, etc. So what we'll do is probably I'll still select, say, David. Yeah, and then I'll update it first. Okay, so let's take a look. Spaces, data source, and then I'll just double click on it and the data source will pop up. And this is the data source. Yeah, I actually put in some data source. So what we do is we will look at the exit staircase as one of the example. Yeah, so the exit staircase is the space ID, and then we'll see how that works. So in general, see the anchor data become the space ID. I actually have kind of put that in, and then from the data source, when we double click this, it will bring us to the space, and it actually has tagged this to a space ID. Okay, so that's pretty simple. One more thing is about color. So let's say the heat map I've ranged from color of a heat map from 0 to 100. 0 as in green, 100 as in red. So from your data source, all right, we will be able to look at, let me just close this again. Yeah. We'll be able to look at the heat map 0 to 100. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the spaces, and I want to refresh this because I just updated this, and let me see, go to level 1, all the spaces. I'll do a check. What are the spaces I have? Say take store number 3. Yes, copy store number 3. I check out store number 3, enter. Yep. Yeah, so let me just try again. Okay, so there's 20 total of 26 assets in level 1. So basically, if you go to level 2, then the spaces will actually changes. So I put in different colors, and from here you can see that the spaces changes while we actually change the level. Okay, so let's go back to level 1 again. Yeah, and right now I want to take a look at the different spaces. I can click on the spaces, and then this will kind of pop up. Yeah, let me just count. All spaces is about 26 of them. So this is one of the way to look at how the kind of spaces is been made. So I can actually put in different dates, different time, and then see how this actually pan out. Okay, so with that, I will share. This is what we share. We have learned about spaces. We also learn about assets, and then from the assets we can actually put a different text to it, and kind of assign codes, colors to it. So it's kind of interesting in a way to have different assets, different codes to in your digital twin. That's where we can learn. So with that, I'll end this section, and then we'll go into more detail with the face-to-face classes. Yeah.